News 19 Nerds is here. I'm Lauren.
You're not gonna tell the people, hey?
That's what the hey was. That's what News 19 Nerds.
Oh, okay.
With my arms being expressive, leaning back. That's a hey.
Okay.
So you're Lauren, it's Leroy,
Yep.
Michael.
We switched places because I don't have on pink today.
You want to make a pink
that's
sandwich?
You feel that?
Yeah, that was a nice little breeze.
Oh, I might have to be in the middle from now on.
Yeah.
This
Why are
is
we
nice.
The AC's working.
Oh,
Everything's great.
this is
Right.
nice.
Why am I here on my day off?
Okay, so we wanted
what I
to
wanna know.
give you guys time to watch Bandersnatch.
Yes.
Black Mirror Bandersnatch is one of the hottest things out there. Netflix has been killing the game with Bird Box, and they released Bandersnatch, a choose-your-own-adventure movie. So we want to talk about it.
Time
and
out. Did y'all like did you guys do the books back in the day?
Yeah,
I used to
Choose
love
Your
those.
Adventure books?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to love
yeah.
those kind of books. Yeah. I remember Goosebumps had a Choose Your Own Adventure
Yep.
Goosebumps book. It's like, and now you like read all of them. Yeah.
See, I didn't do Goosebumps. I just did the regular choose-your-own-adventure.
Okay.
So we want to talk about it. Also talk about is that the future of movies. And one caveat I'm going to bring up that's later. So Michael, you don't watch Black Mirror.
I do not watch Black Mirror. Never
This
seen
is
an
your
episode.
first. This is your. Wow, see, this is his first Black Mirror episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What did you think?
So we're gonna do like we do our other reviews, non-spoilers first, and then like wait 10 minutes and do spoilers.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
So in terms of Black Mirror,
As a genre.
Do you know the concept?
Yeah,
of,
the concept.
yeah, it's kind of like technology meets Twilight Zone, right? Most of the episodes are kind of like that. It's like the new Twilight Zone, kind of a weird alternate universe type stuff.
I guess so.
Sort
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
But that's what I got
I
from
guess
it.
that's the easiest
Yeah.
way to explain it.
Yeah, that's what I got from it. I like it. I like the idea. It's kind of a new version of the Twilight Zone, just like a different, like a what if series. This is some weird alternate. I know there are a couple episodes where like people they show their emotions or something, and there's something about a pig. Like I've never
my
seen
gosh,
it.
yeah.
But I've heard people talk about
You
it.
just mixing all kind of episodes.
Yeah, I was,
It's
I was like, are they all gonna be like this after the first one? I was
Yeah,
like,
and it's like an anthology series, right? Because for the most part, the episodes don't link to each other.
yeah,
right?
none of them link.
I mean, maybe some of them
Well-
kind of do,
Yeah, they
but for
They're all in the same universe.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they're okay. Yes, but they don't. They all have different directors, all different actors.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
There's one episode in the very last series where you see the link.
Okay.
Okay, so
All
I won't spoil that for
Okay,
you.
that's cool. I will say, watching this did make me want to, and Netflix is smart. They started playing the season as soon as it was over
Yep.
for me. Like, and I started to watch. I was like, oh, let me, because it wasn't the
Season one.
It was
No, it was the
fourth season or what?
it was the one where like the Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Right,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
last season.
Yeah,
I
that's
started
the last
playing that.
season, yeah.
So, but I was like, I definitely want to watch it.
You don't have to watch them in order though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they just.
I like it. I think this was a cool experiment. I don't know if it succeeded overall in terms of being part movie, part video game. We can talk about more of that on my end in terms of when we get to spoilers.
And is that what they were really going for though? Part movie, part video game? I mean, I understand like the concept of the choose your own adventure game.
Hold on.
Being okay.
Finish it because I want you to start your thought because
Alright.
you're jumping in the
No,
middle
no,
of your
that's
thought.
pretty
it?
much it. Yeah,
So-
I was like, I don't think it succeeded.
Because to me, it felt
Hold on,
like
stop. You watch Black
interactive.
Mirror.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Okay.
so for Black Mirror, did this fit what you know of Black Mirror?
being weird and
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
don't know what the heck I'm about to get when I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it
so,
fit that.
So it fit that. Now, for you, what made you watch it? Because it's Black Mirror? Or because
Yeah,
you-
because it's Black Mirror.
Okay.
And so I was
go,
like,
'cause-
okay, well I'm
I had
waiting
to
on
watch
another.
it for. I had to watch it for homework.
Okay, because
He
I
told
feel
me I
like
had to watch
there.
it.
Oh, yeah.
There needs to be more. I know there's a new season coming out soon, so I was just like, okay, so this will kind of feed me until Black Mirror comes out again. But I thought that I didn't see it more as a video game. And I know that some people think like, oh, okay, this is an adventure, choose your own adventure game. But to me, it was just a interactive movie, which I don't know if. Do you know what I mean? Like how it
I understand
different
what
from a
you-
video game.
I understand what you're saying.
I feel like there's not enough agency on the player to actually make things happen, and that's why, to me, it felt like more of an interactive movie than an active video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, question for you guys: would you like to see more of these? In other words, as you were playing it, did you say, okay, this is an interesting concept? Because something that you said in this, it made you pay attention because usually when you watch a movie, you have
Yeah,
your phone.
usually when I'm watching Netflix, I have my phone or computer. I'm playing Candy Crush. I don't know if we can shout out games, but I still play Candy Crush. I'm one of those people. But anyways, so I wasn't paying attention to some of the stuff, and some of them auto-picked for me. And I'm like, but then it was, you saw a different outcome. I will say I did not go back and watch all the different outcomes.
So you
once-
got
so
to, you got
I
ending.
went one ending,
Really?
one
Okay.
way through.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, that was cool. Let me go to the next. I think I started watching Black Panther.
Did you notice as you were watching there were clues, or were you not paying attention? There were clues of certain things that were going to come up later.
I don't know. I feel like whatever I picked, it went back and said, hey, you might want to pick this.
Okay.
And so when I forgot what, it was like the third pick in. It wasn't, the first one was, I don't know if we can do spoilers yet. Can we do spoilers?
Let's get his initial thoughts and then we'll do spoilers.
Okay. I feel like it made me get to one result.
When you watched it, okay, I'm trying to formulate this. So when you watched it, did you realize in order to go forward, you had to go dark?
Yeah.
So you realize that Black Mirror, it's not going to be happy.
I mean, I gather that just because of it being from the whole, the zeitgeist, everybody talking about it with, like the aforementioned pig thing and all that stuff. It's a dark universe. So I
Okay.
figured, being happy doesn't really get you anywhere in terms of
And
this,
that's what I was doing. I was picking happy picks.
Yeah, because after a while,
And
you're
then
like,
it didn't let me pick happy picks. And I was like, I don't want to choose this, but I guess this one sounds better than this one.
So so that's something. Okay, so
Because you know me, I'm happy.
well, I want to remember that because there was something that they said in there.
You have to go dark in order to get to this.
Well, not only you have to go dark, but it was it was a situation where you did not have control over the character. It gave you an illusion of choice in certain things. To me, it worked. I loved it only because it was new, it was different. It didn't fulfill everything because, like you said, it seemed like there were certain options that were dead-ended. So the movie just stopped.
Yeah.
So you had to it would tell you, okay, well, let's try this again. Go back. I would have liked to have seen some of those options fully fleshed out, so that it could have been. It's almost like when we buy movies or you rent a movie and it says the unrated and it's just a couple of more dick jokes. It's a couple of more F words.
Yeah.
It's not really an alternate ending. It's
Right.
not really Daniel Tosh says it best. There's an alternate version of Mighty Ducks, and it's not really an alternate version. He's like, I want an alternate version where they just go completely, they lose, they become drug addicts.
Yeah.
He's like that.
Yeah, that's alternate.
That's alternate.
That's alternate. If you're going to show me the same thing, there's no need for this.
Right.
There's very few movies where you watch an alternate version of it where it enhances the movie. I'd say maybe Batman versus Superman fills in some things.
That director's version is better, I think. Than
Suicide
yeah.
Squad. I think the Payback with Mel Gibson does the same thing. It is a totally different movie if you watch that.
Daredevil, the director's version is better than the theatrical version.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not the first person to say that.
Still not a great movie, but it is better.
Trash movie? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
It's trash
Overall,
plus.
Trash.
Trash plus.
Yeah,
It's
trash
upgraded.
plus, yeah.
But yeah, I would have liked to have seen in the Black Mirror universe what some of those other suggestions or options would have been versus kind of funnily, because it was very linear like a video game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can see where you're going with that, where it just seemed like in order for me to advance, I have to pick some things that are very dark.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. All right.
Because what did you pick? What did you pick when he first?
Hold on. This is spoilers. If you have not seen it or played,
Yeah. Spoilers.
Spoiler!
Spoilers. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Pick for what?
So, did you pick him staying with the company and making the game there? Because that
The
was
very
my
first
first.
time?
That was
Yeah.
my first time.
you have to.
No,
No, you don't.
the other pick was go home or
Yeah.
say no.
Yeah.
And so I picked. I'm gonna stay here.
I think stay with the company.
It's
Yeah.
the company, and
Yeah.
then it was this outcome of this is a sucky game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it said try it again,
Yeah.
basically, and I did it, and I did a different version. I said, "Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna go home," and then he freaked out and lost his mind, and
Yeah.
the ending for me was.
That's it?
I mean, no. I mean, I still
Oh, okay.
kept I still kept choosing
Okay.
things, but
So yeah, what was your first ending? Or
my
the
first ending was him killing his dad. I don't know. It was like did he stab him? I don't remember.
Did he chop the body up? Or
He hit him with the cigarette.
He hit him with the
He hit him
cigarette?
with the cigarette
Yeah,
thing, and so
holder or the
yeah,
whatever.
and then he went and killed the woman too, right? The therapist. I don't know.
No, because he was going to. Because what happens is he calls, right? He calls up the phone.
Yes, he
And he
calls.
says something, and he gets arrested before that. I don't think he kills her. I think he was going to, but he says, "I'm going to kill her," but and then
My
you see him
memory.
in jail, or whatever.
But basically he kills his dad, but there was no chop up scene for me. Like I don't know what the chop up was.
So you when you killed him, there's an opportunity to say, bury the body or chop him up, and then what happens is, based on your actions before, if you chopped him up, it keeps going.
I don't think I ever had the option to bury the body though.
See that, but that's
there's probably another choice that you
that's what I'm saying.
didn't
There's
make
predicated on choices that you made beforehand.
Okay.
Because
I think the first time it popped up was like argue with your dad because he was on the computer and something messed up.
What did you pick? Did you pick picture frame or did you pick lock book?
No, that's before that. No, that's after that.
That was after
the one
that.
for the dad is either you say F you to your dad or you toss T
or
at the
toss
computer.
T at the computer.
No,
I was like,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying
messing up the computer. We're not supposed to be doing this.
Before you kill dad, you have to pick the picture frame or the book because that determines what she got.
Did you have that? I don't know if everybody has
I don't
that.
think I had that.
That's why I
option.
said it's certain. So that's why I said she didn't get.
I watched it one time. I wasn't about to
That's
go
what I
through
said,
and make 5 different choices.
No, watch this. So let me ask you this. So this is where I think it won, where I think it succeeded. And this opportunity right here where we're talking about it, we're having this conversation, it succeeded in that.
You can get people to talk about it.
And not just talk about it.
And you have your own experience with it.
You have your own experience. And to different endings or different suggestions you get, you had to pick certain things, and then there's certain things left out.
But did the guy who also worked at the business corporation where they were making, not business corporation, the place where they were making
the Genius Game Designer.
Yeah,
Tuckersoft.
yeah. Did he die in yours? Like, did he jump off the building in yours?
The
And one of
first
them, yeah.
time I did it, yes. Well, actually, the second time I did it,
Yeah.
the third time I did it, because the first time I said, I'm going to jump in and see what happens. Because at one point I started playing it like, now I'm just trying to break the system to see if I can break it. So I was like, I know if I kill myself, it's going to restart, but I just want to see what happens. So I made Colin. Was it Colin? And Colin was a game designer.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the main character's name?
Did we ever?
Stefan.
Stefan.
I know it was
Stefan.
something.
Yeah, Stefan. I made him jump off. He falls. And then there was kind of like a win condition that I thought was, oh, the object of this movie is to make the game 5 stars. That's what I thought it was.
Yes, because my game at the end was 2 stars.
Right, and I was like, oh, I gotta go back and get 5
still wasn't
stars.
good. So
And
throughout
I kept
all that
doing
he
it.
did, it still wasn't.
Because once you get 5 stars, like you can get 5 stars, but you end up being crazy.
But see, he ended up crazy to me. But you saying there's another level of crazy that
Yeah.
he could get to?
You can get 5 stars, but they say he was a troubled individual who did all this other stuff who needed psychiatric
Did you
help.
get? So you talked about Colin. Everybody got to the apartment?
Yeah.
You met Colin's daughter.
No.
Yes.
The baby,
That baby, Jewel.
Pearl.
Yeah, sorry, Pearl.
Did you get to where Pearl
Is
that
older
it?
and making the
Yep.
game, and then she goes crazy, or she started to go crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. None of that had anything to do with
this
anything that I experienced.
See right here, this conversation to me is why it succeeded, because it did what it was supposed to do. It gave you a journey. You chose the journey. It allowed you to, based on your personality, play a game, movie, interact with it to get an ending to whatever you thought.
Did
you
y'all
know the
choose
endings?
Frosted Flakes?
No, I did not. I did not.
You
know
ever
the-
seen? I got all the endings because I just kept playing over.
I got all the endings, but my thing is, I would have liked it for it to be easier to a certain extent because there were times where I felt like there wasn't really a difference in the choices.
Oh, for sure.
Like it was
Yeah.
they were just minor, and I understand that. But one of the things that I thought, bringing back to what you were saying, and you chose happy.
Yeah, because I wasn't trying to kill my dad.
But the thing is, in the
You got to initially.
Yeah, I know.
but if you remember, when they were talking about when he had that conversation with Colin, and they were having that conversation and he made the game and the game was great, and he said, "How did you do it?" I took away the illusion of choice. That's what it seemed like a lot of times. There was specific paths you had to go down. And that to me took away the illusion of choice, which I thought was very interesting. Because as I'm going back and playing different things, and I'm noticing stuff, and I'm like, oh, that like, and that's when I started figuring out, okay, let me just try different things, combinations.
So, how much do you guys know about coding in terms of if-else statements? If-then statements.
I know a little bit.
Okay.
yes, yeah. if this happens, then this has to happen.
Yeah. So
because it goes back to those old video games like the choose not
like Zork and
the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. So you have your two branches. You have a yes then or a no then statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes no, and they're essentially what a lot of people called it was the white bear, the branching path thing.
Yeah.
They call it the white bear.
And
'cause
you
it kinda
saw
looks like a
that.
bear that's whatever.
You saw that a lot of times in that actually
When he's on the bus, you see it. So what I gathered from this experiment was, I say it's a mixed success because we're having this conversation, but at the same time, you don't get enough to do as the video game player.
True.
And that's why I said it's not a video game to me. It's just an interactive
But
movie.
that's why I said I think it succeeded because it said in the movie itself, it said, the character even said, I took away the illusion of choice. Bandersnatch, I think one of the things that I think Black Mirror is very good at is that they present you with one thing. And it's like the shell game. You think you're going into it this way, and then they're like, choose a rock. And you're like, haha, the rock has been over here the whole time, you didn't see me. We thought we were going into it playing a choose your own adventure game. You thought you were going and playing a choose your own adventure movie. The entire time, there are five main endings in it. You can get there through various ways. But in a sense, the choice has been removed for you to get there. In other words, it's funneling you to do things that is outside of your nature. It's funneling you to do things even though you think you have what the game is actually supposed to do.
Was there ever an ending where he didn't go crazy and didn't kill his dad?
Yeah, where he dies at the therapist's office.
Yeah.
Where he goes back in time to save his mom.
Where you have to choose toy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wild. And he goes back in time and saves his mom.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't save his mom.
No.
Because she's not really...
He goes on the train with her and dies on the train. And then somehow back in his conscious self, he's dead in the therapist's office.
But did it always end up being that he's part of an experiment too as a child?
Yes.
Or was there really a mom, like was she really his mom in one of the endings?
See, I don't know if that was his mom or if that was an actress.
Well, see, the question becomes is, I disagree with that he was an experiment in that. I think in that one, he was real. But let me take that back. I think he was an experiment. I think that was his mom. But I think they had to continue with the experiment.
So she agreed to let this happen, essentially.
No, I don't think they realized that train was coming. In other words, when they got on that train,
The
train,
845?
yeah, the 8. I don't think they realized that
They don't
train
train
was
the
going to
845.
crash. I think that they were going to go with that experiment to see where it went. So
Right.
when the experiment, the train crashed, experiment's over. You got to start again. But in that alternate reality, he was still alive because he chose not to go. So when he went back, he died there. So he immediately died here.
This is just
It's a lot of branching
it's a
stuff.
lot.
But that's why I said, to me, I think it succeeded because one, I think Black Mirror is one of the few properties that can get away with it because it gives you these very, very dark opportunities, but it also gives you an opportunity to go outside of normal reality to say, okay, this is what would normally happen. Like if you're watching, like a Law and Order show,
I predict those all the time.
You see
That's why I like watching Law and Order.
You know how, because in life this is how people react. But in Black Mirror,
It's like, what?
yeah, robots are alive. And,
Did you Did you guys get to the fight scene?
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, this is so over the top. I think that's when I was like, okay.
That was a
Netflix.
shameless plug. I was like,
It
this is
really
great.
was.
That was a shameless
It really
plug.
Which
was.
would be more exciting? You'd be like, F yeah. And you
Did
throw
you
it in
catch?
the face,
But
yeah.
did you catch that she was wearing red for Netflix?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I was like, okay, this is about to be some wild mess, because I was
Yeah, it
like,
was-
she had on red, and I was like, yeah, this is about to be wild.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't like, and I don't know how you fix this. Maybe you cut the amount, because they say you get 10 seconds for each choice. There are times where the movie kind of just grinds to a halt because it's waiting for you to make a choice, and it feels like it slows the pacing of the movie down. I understand why you have to do that because you give them choice,
But this is the thing. I also feel like once you make the choice, the movie should keep going. And I
Right.
think, and I think it
'Cause-
pauses.
like what we were talking about last week.
Mine
was-
never paused. Mine
No,
went
it always
straight.
paused.
No.
It didn't. No, it went
Wait,
straight
what do you mean?
through.
What do you mean pause?
So is it?
Do you mean like the video actually pauses?
No.
Or
What
you
I'm-
mean like they're just waiting to do something?
So like as I'm playing it, as I'm watching the movie, and I pick Frosted Flakes, I may pick Frosted Flakes, but the timer's still going. In other words, when I pick
Right,
Frosted
yeah.
Flakes, go.
Right.
When
Oh, okay.
I pick Chop My Dad Up, Go.
Go, yeah.
When it's still, and I don't know if that's because the way it's set up.
Probably a
I think it's
technical
probably
thing, yeah.
they have to get that bar down and figure out, like.
Well, what I'm
they have
saying
to-
If you take it back to, have you guys played the Walking Dead games?
But see, now that's what I was about to go to.
No.
Because in the Walking Dead games, it does that. As soon as you pick, it might take a second or so, but it doesn't.
Well, see,
The bar doesn't matter at that point.
that's why. Now, this is where I was going when we talked about this before. You hadn't seen Black Mirror. I think this is a possible future for online streaming services. If you want content that is unique to you, you have a property that only you, because this is the thing, you can't get Netflix and Bandersnatch on Apple TV through, you can't go and buy a DVD of Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
You can't
You
go
only
and
get it
get,
on Netflix.
you can't go and get go to whatever secondhand store and go get a
The bootleg man can't get you benched.
you can't do that. So you have to have the streaming service to get this experience. You have to have the streaming
If
service.
they can, that's a good bootleg man.
But what I'm saying is, in order to do that,
I got that Bandersnatch.
yo, I got all the
I saw all the endings.
the secret. The funniest thing is, bootlegging is going to get to the point where it's not going to be Bandersnatch. It's going to be I got that Bandersnatch.
Right,
And then you gonna be
Bandersnatch.
mad, like this thing, and then you gonna be mad when you play it, and
This ain't
you'll be
even a
like,
thing.
and he gonna be like, "Hey man, I told you it was Bandersnatch, man."
Not Bandersnatch.
I told you it before she just derailed me.
Sorry.
I think that's the future. If you want, everybody's trying to get a property that only you can see on this platform. HBO, it's Game of Thrones. It's
Coming to an end.
Westworld. It's True Detective. Next is going to be The Watchmen. For Disney, it's going to be everything they make Disney. It's going to be Marvel MCU.
just remaking things.
It's going to be
Yeah.
Star Wars. For Netflix, it's going to be things like Black Mirror. It's going to be the new Avatar series. It's going to be this new
Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego.
Wait, I'm late on the Avatar series.
They're redoing Avatar live action with the creators.
With the creators who did the original
The
cartoon.
original.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So no M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so everybody's trying to get their own thing. Netflix Netflix ushered in this age of streaming, just really changed the game again by introducing a choose your own adventure platform. When you brought up Telltale Games, I told you, if you're smart, if you're an online property to set yourself up against anybody else, buy Telltale Games. Because this right here showed you can do this and people will play it. And you have a property, you buy Telltale Games, you take that engine, and then you make this type of game for your properties.
Side note, don't use this type of engine because the engine is like 10 years old. Use a new proprietary engine. Keep going.
I think we're on final thoughts.
I'm just saying, because the engine is real dated. That is the issue that has plagued Telltale Games. Use the same technology, but update the engine. But okay, I see what you're saying.
I want to know if I can use my F word right now for you.
I'm agreeing
See
with
what I'm
you.
saying? See what I'm saying?
I'm agreeing.
Beat you.
I'm just saying, update the engine. Y'all, Telltale know why.
See how I get
Okay.
See how I get big?
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
this is a homework for y'all.
I am doing the homework. How about that?
That's fine. So if you like this, you should. Well, you played the first BioShock.
Yeah, I own all the BioShock.
Yeah, this reminded me of BioShock in terms of player agency versus choice. Also, Detroit Become Human, Walking Dead Telltale Games, well, any of the Telltale
I
games,
just said that.
and Stanley Parable. That is kind of a precursor to what this is, in terms of trying to break the system.
Yeah, I
you
need
should
to
you
see
should check it
homework.
out.
But my point is, this is where they need to go.
Yeah.
If you're going, because this takes you out of you're always on your phone. Because now, the next time this comes out, you can put your phone down.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out. Wait, I don't want to do that. I don't.
So
Let's go back.
if you want your streaming service to stand out, I understand this is an
Millennials.
experiment. I understand that some people are going to like it. You see online, some people hate it. They were like, "Oh, this was weak."
I had fun with it.
I had fun with it.
It did. In that sense, it succeeded for me. I had
Our
fun.
executive producer watched it with his fiance.
Our boss watched it and loved it.
Yeah.
Our boss's boss.
Our
Yeah,
bo-
boss's boss.
General manager
Yeah,
watched it.
he watched it and liked it.
Research watched it with his fiance, and she doesn't like anything scary. My fiance she does not like Black Mirror. She's like, it's too intense. It's too, and I'm quite sure she wouldn't like this. But I guarantee you, if they made a excuse me, a choose your own adventure story for a property she liked, she would do that.
Now, in terms of Black Mirror, I assume this is probably on the tamer side, right, of the stuff they've done? Because this didn't seem that crazy.
Yeah, it was tame.
Okay.
Compared
that's
to
what I
some
thought.
episodes that
It's like, this doesn't seem that bad.
Because some of those episodes, I was like, whoa,
if your
I'm
mind
not
up.
okay.
Yeah, it
Let's chop
watch
your dad.
Rugrats.
Did you guys pick the chop your dad option?
Yeah.
I like once. No?
No.
Well, because at that point
Well,
I was
she
just trying
wouldn't
to.
chop it up her dad.
Well, no. At that point I was just trying to break the game, so
Yeah.
I wasn't really trying to be whether it was my choices or whatever. I just want to see what it did. I really liked where it started to break the fourth wall in terms of Stefan actually talking back. He's like, "Oh, come on, really? This is what you want me to do?"
Well,
Which
he
is
was
kinda
talking
cool.
back to us. He was talking back to me during one of the choices that we made.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just like the Netflix. Oh, this is Netflix. We're making all these choices for you.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he started talking back to us, and then his dad came in and was like, "Who you talking to?"
Yeah.
And that's when it was like, "Yell at your dad" or
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. So what would you rate it?
I would give it, out of 2 thumbs up, I'd give it a 1.5 thumbs.
We just doing 2 thumbs?
Are we doing stars?
I thought it was like 0 to 10 or something.
I mean, we've never really said. I mean, Joe came out
Yeah,
and
we,
said.
we don't have a rating
Joe,
system.
No rating
Joe
system.
came out and was like, I give it
5
5
stars.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Joe was mad at me when I said Joe can't come back because he was
We ain't
just making
seen
it.
Joe since.
We never seen Joe. Remember that, Joe?
He got mad at me when I kicked Joe off, but
Yeah.
Joe came in and was like,
Yeah. I would give it like out of 10. An overall experience, I'd probably say a 6.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd give it, it's above average for me.
Yeah, it's above average. I'd say 7.
Okay.
Out of 10, I'd say a 7. If it, I mean, it depends on. I'm always going to say it's above average because it did what it set out to do. It made you
It was
think.
different.
It was different, and honestly, if you're smart, it is a precursor for things that to come. Because, like we said, Telltale games were the people who played them loved them. This is an opportunity for somebody to say, let's do this with certain movies. Because I'm thinking of, imagine this movie in a rom-com. Imagine if you're whoever the person is, the protagonist, and you meet somebody, and you're like, do you do this to win the affection of somebody?
Yeah.
That is something.
It's like The Sims, but for TV.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So in other words, imagine.
I do that.
For All the Boys I Loved. You see, did you watch that?
Yeah, I
one?
watched that one.
Imagine that type of movie.
Yeah.
In this technology. You see, like you can do a straight movie, that's fine. But if you want to do something crazy, do this. If you want to do a choose your own adventure horror movie, do this.
But then again, it's just for streaming services.
It's just for streaming.
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work for anywhere. I mean, it could. It could honestly
They've done
work.
something similar on a very rudimentary basis in like certain movie theaters where the
We
audience
just yell out, or we press
no,
buttons?
there's a button. It's like
Yeah.
maybe 3 choices,
And so the votes.
and it'll tabulate whatever, and then it goes to the next scene.
Yeah.
Now it's nowhere near as advanced as this,
Yeah.
because you can get more granular in terms of your choices with this.
But
yeah.
like I said, I think. But that's something because this is basically I think what's it Until Dawn, is that the game? What's the horror
Yes,
movie?
Until Dawn.
Yeah. So
I haven't finished that yet. I need to finish
but
that.
that's something a streaming service could. You could have a whole entire genre of a franchise of interactive movies of you pick, and I would like to see it fleshed out more. Those choices.
I know, like, the internet world is talking about it. I'm curious if this has been what I know. It's probably been successful for Netflix, and we wonder how successful it's been. Because usually, they're quick to say, "Oh, we're already greenlighting something else," so they haven't done that yet. So I'm just wondering.
I wonder if this is one of those things that Charlie Brooker, who was the creator of Black Mirror, if he was one of these things where they were like, let's try it and let's see. And they were like, Black Mirror's been so successful for them.
We'll let you do whatever.
We'll let you do, and because this is the thing, it's one of those things where a lot of times when you find a new thing, you're in your garage, you're trying something. You're not trying to break the internet, or you're not trying to break. This is one of those things where, given the right people around it, because imagine in this thing, you would have been able to choose all the happy endings, and there would have been a happy.
Yeah, he would have had 5 stars on his game. Dad would have still been alive. But then it's like when he discovered that his dad was who he was, it's like, okay, you gotta let Dad go, but you still got a 5-star game.
Yeah.
Because that was the journey that you had to go through.
But Black Mirror didn't want you to
I
have
feel
that.
like you got some other stuff you want to. Okay.
Black Mirror didn't want you to have that.
It did.
Black Mirror
But you
did not
knew
let
Black
I like overcoming things.
But you knew
I
Black
don't like
Mirror was-
we gotta just go down a
Black
hole.
Mirror wasn't gonna give you that.
I know, but if that was a choice, if you
knew
talk about
good well,
choices.
You better be glad that's all Black Mirror gave you.
Yeah.
Because Black Mirror would have had you. You better be glad you ain't had to chop up Dad.
I didn't even have that option.
And cook Dad and feed Dad, because you know Black Mirror do that to you.
Yeah.
So did you guys get to the point where the dog redug up the body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how he got caught.
Yeah.
Because he was
There's
in the
a bunch of different
Because
ways.
he's in the
About that.
background.
Did
'Cause
you,
this is the
did you
thing.
kill the game designer? Not the game designer, but the guy who owns the game company?
I did not kill.
You can kill him too.
I didn't kill him
It
yet.
gets wild.
Yeah.
It gets wild.
Because the funniest thing is when the dog digs up the body, and I was like, because I knew that was gonna happen. Once
Yeah, because they foreshadow in the
yeah,
beginning of the thing.
and then he was,
Could be
and
the
then
death
the
of us
funniest thing
all,
is he's
yeah.
like, he's looking out the window, and I'm like, should have killed that dog, man. Should have killed that dog. And you know how I feel about dogs, and I'm like, man, you should have killed that dog.
Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I really did. I want to hear their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
If you've played it, did you? Because you read Choose Your Own Adventure books too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys do Choose Your Own Adventure? Would you do this
My
again?
aunt sent me
I
a
mean,
couple of those.
And I want to know, like, based on this, what other type of medium would you recommend for us to watch? Like, I name a couple of games you can play that are kind of like this in terms of player agency versus, Destiny versus choice, all that kind of stuff. Let us know in the comments what you think should be playing, that kind of stuff.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Think
You can
we
tell them
got
to
it.
like and subscribe.
You just did.
Like and subscribe. On
What?
down here, thumbs ups. On the YouTubes, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's
All
it.
that.
All that.
And see.
And